My life wasn't perfect, yeah, I know that now. When it came crashing down, all I know is that I need you around. When it comes crashing down, all I need is not to feel so much alone. So step inside my zone, baby, you can give me everything I want. Everything I want. Always dance and sing. You're captivating me. All I need is to know that I'm in your heart and never be apart. All I need is not to feel so much alone. So step inside my zone, baby. I can give you everything you want. Everything you want.
Climbing all four walls in my apartment. I can't spend another second with my brain. Gotta get up and get out, but there's a problem. Every time I go outside, I see your face. Wish you could be here right now, lay here by my side. All day, all day, all day. Tell me it's gonna be alright. Where'd you go, babe? Can't you see that I need company? I'm losing it, losing my way. Only get through when it's you plus me. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Honestly, can't you just call me? Where you at, where'd you go, babe? Let let me fix my mistakes. Wish you could be here right now, lay here by my side, all day, all day, all day. Tell me it's gonna be alright, we gon' work it out. No way, no way, no way, yeah. The floor is cold, it chills my bones. I'm all alone, send me to you. It's been a month since you've been gone. I'm all alone, send me to you. Yeah. Oh. I still miss you. Still miss you. The floor is cold, it chills my bones. I'm all alone, still miss you. It's been a month since you've been gone. I'm all alone, still miss you.
Lately I've been feeling like somebody else. Heard you're moving on with someone new. My friends keep telling me that it was for the best, but I don't know if I will make it through. Cause every morning I wish you were here with me, watching the sunlight fill my room. Falling asleep at night, thinking about you and me. Why did you have to be so cruel? I guess I should have known it from the start, but baby, I was so caught up in you, picking up the pieces of my heart. Oh baby, let me hold you, I just wanna hold you. Girl, I know we said some things we didn't mean, but thought that we could figure this one out. Hate the fact that our love now is separate, but maybe someday you will realize. Cause every morning I wish you were here with me, watching the sunlight fill my room. Falling asleep at night, thinking about you and me. Why did you have to be so cruel? I guess I should have known it from the start, but baby, I was so caught up in you, picking up the pieces of my heart. Oh baby, let me hold you, I just wanna hold you. I guess I should have known it from the start, but baby, I was so caught up in you, picking up the pieces of my heart. Oh baby, let me hold you, I just wanna hold you. Cause every morning I wish you were here with me, watching the sunlight fill my room. I guess I should have known it from the start, but baby, I was so caught up in you, picking up the pieces of my heart. Oh baby, let me hold you, I just wanna hold you. I guess I should have known it from the start,
away, take it away. Feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. Too caught up in your
I've been working overtime like crazy, just to show you how I really feel. Haven't had a single day off duty, just to show you that my love is real. Do you even care when I stay? Oh baby, can you even tell I'm under your spell? Oh baby, I just wanna take another look at you so our eyes can finally meet. I just wanna take another look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you, 'cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take another look at you. Will you let me? Oh, I hope that someday you will notice every little thing I do for you. Like the time I went to buy you flowers, 'cause you said your favorite one is blue. Do you even care when I stay? Oh baby, can you even tell I'm under your spell? Oh baby, I just wanna take another look at you so our eyes can finally meet. I just wanna take another look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you, 'cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take another look at you. Will you let me? I just wanna take another look at you so our eyes can finally meet. I just wanna take another look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you, 'cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take another look at you. Will you let me?
What up, Marcus? Mic check 1 2. What up, Jabari? Good to have you guys here, man. Got to knock out this show. I was supposed to do this one yesterday, man. I was supposed to do this show yesterday and got caught up in work, business. Better late than pregnant, right? Hold on. I got to get it fired up for TikTok. All right, we got TikTok going. And then there's one more thing I need to do. All right. Welcome to another episode of High Value Shan, where not only Shan a high value man, so is the content. We got some stuff to talk about tonight, man. We got a few things to discuss tonight. Not a few, one. One main thing. EQ. EQ. Emotional intelligence. It's a buzzword, and one of the many buzzwords that's been floating around that people like to use. People come, to the internet. Internet's a great place to learn things. Oh man, hold on. And then the problem is a lot of these buzzwords, people are weaponizing them, using them against people, oftentimes out of context. And emotional intelligence is one of them. What is it? Emotional intelligence, EQ. Why EQ for something that's EI? I have no idea. Don't ask me. I could have learned it. I don't want to go too deep into the etymology of the word EQ. But we do know that EQ stands for emotional intelligence, which is EI, but they call it EQ. And of course, it's touching on IQ, but we're going to get into that. I'm going to explain that to you guys today. Hold on one second. EQ, what is it, man? It's a fancy term. It's a fancy term that was invented, in my personal opinion, to make people feel good about not being the sharpest tool in the shed. EQ was created by people with high IQ to make people with low IQ feel better about themselves. And I'm going to tear into it, man. I'm going to tear it apart. And I'm going to show you why it's mostly nonsense. I'm going to show you why emotional intelligence is really nonsense and not anything that one should technically aspire to be better at, not specifically EQ. There's other attributes, and I'm going to touch on those. But to say, man, I got high EQ is not a flex. It's not a flex. I want to sort of debunk the myth that emotional intelligence is something to aspire to have a lot of, and how you can't even quantify how good or bad your EQ is. It's a construct that was made by people with a high IQ to coddle those with lower cognitive ability. Sometimes you got to make the dumb people feel better, man. It just is what it is. Sometimes your girlfriend is dumb, bro. Your girl is, gentlemen, come on. Sometimes your girl is just a fucking airhead. She's just plumb dumb. And because she's plumb dumb, sometimes your brother is just an idiot. Sometimes your cousin, your uncle, sometimes your mom, sometimes your wife. Let me go ahead and go there, man. Sometimes your wife is just a fucking idiot, man. She's a dumb blonde. And she's not intelligent. She's not intelligent. Like me, I only date or I'm only with intelligent women. Intelligence is extremely important to me. Now, oftentimes the women that I date act like children. I hate that. But they're extremely intelligent. There's a lot of women out there that's just not smart. Men that's out there that are just not smart. And so EQ was created, in my estimation, by people with high IQ to make people with low IQ feel better about themselves. Now, there's some truth in the components of EQ. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I want you to focus on the real measurable skills of an individual. And that is attributed to IQ. EQ is overhyped. It's overhyped in places like the workplace. EQ was extremely overhyped in relationships. Oh, I need a man. You know, you hear women all the time. I need a man with extremely high emotional intelligence. Well, really, how do you measure that? Excuse me. How do you determine that? In a relationship, how do you accurately measure somebody's EQ? It's overhyped in self-help culture. You know, the people with the self-help books that make you feel better. It makes the stupid people that buy their shit feel better about buying their shit. And all it really does is it overshadows hard skills. It overshadows critical thinking. We're going to cut through the bullshit, though. We're going to cut through the societal fluff. What up, Jabari? Yeah, Maslow. Yeah, he invented it in 1964. I'm going to talk about it. But I'm going to tell you who popularized it. That's where it was originated from in the 60s. It was popularized 20 years later. Daniel Goleman popularized it. I'm about to throw it up on the screen for you. But you, Jabbar, you see what I'm talking. Now, the reality is the people that watch my show and typically speak in the comments are people with high IQ. It's people like Jabari that come here with real intelligence. He decided to go look it up. You know, a lot of people won't look up shit. That's why I even have the show. Why? Hey, Teresa, the reason why some people watch my show silently, not the ones that talk in the chat, but silently, is because they're too lazy to look up something that they can look up themselves. My man Jabari was like, let me run over here real quick and look up what my man's talking about. Went and found the origin of emotional intelligence. But I'm going to talk about it in its modern sense. That happened about 30 years ago. He went all the way back 50 years ago. Shout out to Jabari. We're going to cut through the bullshit tonight. And I'm going to give you guys the truth of what you want. I'm going to give you the truth of what you can ignore if somebody tells you you do or don't have it. Oftentimes, people like to weaponize emotional intelligence, many times women against men, telling men that they don't have any emotional intelligence. His EQ is low. I want you to reject that notion based on the information I'm going to give you guys tonight. What up, Lord Lovesmith? My man is in the house. Who? Lord, you know, I was supposed to do this one here, this topic last night. And I couldn't get to it. I was too busy. So I figured I'd do it today. And then I'm going to be back tomorrow. That's right, Teresa. You see what Teresa's teaching her son? Trust but verify, right? Ronald Reagan made that popular. Oh, I trust you, but verify it. Teresa's teaching her son. Listen, you can listen to what people tell you, but go verify it and learn for yourself. What up, Chaos? In the house? Hooah! Have you ever been told you need to work on your emotional intelligence? What did that even mean to you when somebody told you that? Gentlemen, this is usually it's part of sign language that often many women will use against men. Oh, he's not emotional. I need an emotionally intelligent man. He's not emotionally intelligent. look, I'm gonna have to do a show with Lord Lovesmith one day. Lord, I didn't even get a chance to get into the topic. You already coming in. I didn't even get into it. He coming in with, look, emotional intelligence is another modern day tool used by women to manipulate men. Now, it's a bi-directional word. Don't get me wrong. I'm sorry, phrase. It's a bi-directional phrase. Men use it also against women, but they don't typically use it. The men that use emotional intelligence as a weapon against women are usually soft men. They're usually the pansy, blue-haired, blue-pilled, soft, ticklish men. The more refined, masculine men, we don't tell a woman, oh, you need to increase your emotion. Have you ever even heard no shit like that from a man? You need to increase your emotional intelligence. I would feel weird telling a woman that she has low EQ. You have low EQ. You need to work on your emotional intelligence because that don't even sound right coming from a man, a manly man. You haven't heard it. Now, you may hear it from the soft dudes. You may hear it from the pansies. They say it because they typically parrot everything that they hear from women. But what you hear oftentimes is women telling men that he doesn't have any emotional intelligence, or he needs to increase his emotional intelligence, or she wants a man with emotional intelligence. And gentlemen, have you ever been told that you need to work on your emotional intelligence? And when you heard that, did you think to yourself, what the fuck does that mean exactly? What does that mean? You want me to work on my emotional intelligence? Think of the word in and of itself, emotional. Say it slow. Emotional intelligence, and yours is low. Really, how do we measure that? How do we gauge that? How do we figure that out? Let's get into it, you guys. Shout out to everybody at TikTok. If you're over at TikTok, you can't see the wonderful information that I have up on the screen. It's only at YouTube, so you will have to swing over to YouTube. What up, Alan? What up, Felix? You'll have to swing over to YouTube to see all the wonderful stuff. Other than that, all you get is just the right here for my people at TikTok. I know on YouTube it looks like I'm pointing to the chart, the emotional intelligence chart, but at TikTok I'm pointing to the cover photo. So swing on over to YouTube if you want to get the full experience of my podcast shows. What is emotional intelligence and why is it suspect? I think you guys are going to like what I wrote tonight. You know, I do a little research, start typing, putting stuff up. This stuff is fun. Appreciate you guys. Please like the stream, share it, let other people know. And I want men specifically, to learn what I'm going to teach tonight so you can combat any chick that tells you that you have low emotional intelligence. Anybody that tries to browbeat you with, you need to raise your EQ. Learn what I'm going to teach you tonight so you can say no. Not necessarily. I don't need to do that. And there's alternatives to EQ. I'm going to break that down for you too. EQ was popularized by Daniel Goleman. Now understand something. This is in the 80s. Jabari knows that Maslow invented EQ in the 60s, but it was popularized in the 80s. Supposedly, EQ is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage one's own emotions and influence others' emotions. Components include self-awareness, self-regulation, hear me out, empathy, empathetic of somebody else's situation, needs or concerns, social skills and motivation. I'm just going to ask you, who does that sound like? If we're going to use the word EQ, who does it sound like doesn't have emotional intelligence the most? Even though that word is weaponized and used against men so often, who does it sound like that is not self-aware, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, fresh face out the shower, no makeup. You can't use 7. They're always a 10. Self-awareness, Marcus. Who does it sound like? I'm not even saying the word is even worth using, but if we were, based on its current iteration, having a high EQ means you have self-awareness. Who typically is not self-aware? Who typically does not self-regulate themselves? Is very neurotic and will jump off the rocker real quick. No, the inability to regulate their emotions. Who typically has the inability to regulate their emotions in high stress situations? I hate it too. I hate it too, Marcus. I hate it too, man. Who typically does not have any empathy? Now understand, empathy and sympathy is different. I did a show on that a while back. Maybe I'll do a refresher. Sympathy and empathy is different. Sympathy means I understand what you're going through. I went through it myself. No, I'm sorry. I understand what you're going through. I can see it. That looks like it hurts. That looks like it hurts. Damn. I haven't really, I can't imagine that myself. I could see that hurts. I can sympathize with you. I think that is a bad thing. I haven't gone through it myself, so I have sympathy for you. Empathy is, damn, I know what that feels like. I went through the same shit. I feel the same shit. You see, women cannot have empathy for a man getting kicked in the nuts because women have no idea. I know that they can imagine, and I'm sure she can sympathize with a man who just got kicked in his nuts and he's crouched down on the ground in agony and pain. She can sympathize with it, but she can't empathize. See, I can empathize with a man. If my man Marcus or my man Lord Lovesmith gets kicked in the nuts, I can empathize with that brother because I myself have been kicked in the nuts before. I know what it's like to get kicked in the nuts. I can empathize with that brother. The women can only sympathize with me. Gentlemen, we can empathize with women when they go through their monthly cycle. Cramps. Cramping pains. They're going through, PMS. The pain of PMS, the monthly cycle that women go through, gentlemen, we can only imagine that cramp. We don't know what it's like. We have no idea. We have no idea what it's like. Where'd she go? Therese has gone through or went through or goes through when she's on her cycle. When a woman is cramping and she needs that Midol, she needs that PMS to release, brother, we just be like, damn, that looked like it hurt. I mean, I know what pain feels like. I can sympathize with you, but I don't know what that pain is like. I don't know what that pain is like. But you see, under the current iteration of emotional intelligence, one should empathize with others. Now, on the things that we share, the loss of a parent, the loss of a boyfriend, girlfriend, going through a divorce, the loss of a child, child support, alimony, fucking bad credit, what do you call it? Eviction. I've never been evicted, but there's things that men and women can share, pains that men and women can share, and one should typically have some empathy for the other when they go through it. Who typically has no empathy for the other that goes through some shit that they themselves can have experienced? Who typically is neurotic and can't regulate their emotions? Who typically, ladies and gentlemen, have no fucking self-awareness? Who typically has no motivation and needs to be motivated by others to go out there and do something, to go out there and get it, to go out there and make shit happen? Typically. Not all. Typically. What up, Terradome? Sociopaths. Shout out to Terradome. Exactly. You see, EQ emerged in the 1990s. I believe it was the 80s. But the 1990s as a feel-good response to the rigidity of IQ. EQ was in response to IQ, which is actually measurable. You can measure your IQ. The last time I took an IQ test, I scored a 140. I was upset because I wanted a 145. I was considered an intellect and I wanted to be a genius, and I needed 5 more points to be considered a genius. I took 2 tests. I took one, I got a 135, and on their scale, I needed a 140 to be considered a genius. So I was 5 points shy on that test. I took another test and I scored a 140, and I needed 145 on their test to be considered a genius. I officially was not able to be considered a genius. I was considering joining, because I wanted to join a group called Mensa. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of Mensa. It's a group of people typically with high IQ. And I took 2 tests and I was considered a high intellect. I was not considered a genius. It was pretty fucking, as you can imagine, I was pretty, oh, so Terradome knows about it. I was pretty upset. Is there lag, Jabari? I hope my video and audio is working, you guys. I'm not getting any errors over here. Hopefully everything is clear. So I never joined Mensa. I wanted to join Mensa. I was gonna join Mensa, but I didn't even try. I wanted to be a genius. And when I took my IQ test, I was 5 points shy of a genius, according to them, and I was only considered a high intellect. Thank you. Okay, so audio and video is good. IQs can be measured, ladies and gentlemen. There's standardized tests, there's average scores. The average score for most IQs are 100. And it correlates strongly with academic and professional success. IQ is only a 0.8 standard deviation between where you work and how smart you are. High IQ folk made EQ to throw a bone to everyone else that didn't have one. That's my opinion. High IQ people said, listen, my IQ's at 100, my IQ's at 110, my IQ's at, like mine, 140, IQ is at 90. To the people that only had an IQ of 60, 70, 80. How do you make the people that's not so smart feel better? You see, EQ lacks a standardized objective measure. There's no way to tell somebody with high EQ. I know you can say it. I know women want a man with high EQ, even though, as you know, we know, based on this definition, typically those who lack the attributes necessary to have a high EQ. When women say they want a man with a high EQ, when they want a man to have a high emotional intelligence, how do you measure that? There's no standardized method of measuring somebody with high EQ. There is a test, but tests like the MSc EIT, tests like the MSc EIT are subjective, ladies and gentlemen, not objective. There's objective truths. Objective means that it's nothing you can do about it. The truth is the truth. Facts live with objectivity. Subjectivity is what is your perception of something, how you feel from it from your standpoint. Beauty is subjective, a lot of people say. You know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. What this man likes in a woman, this man don't. And what this man likes in a woman, this man don't. He likes that when a woman has freckles. He doesn't like it. He thinks it's beautiful. He doesn't. It's subjective. It's from his vantage point. Tall, on the other hand, is an objective truth. How well, I believe that 5'2" is tall. No, it's not. There's average. Come on. I believe a Honda Civic is fast. Come on. We know how fast a fast car is. There's objective truth and then there's subjectivity. You see what I'm saying? And so when it comes to EQ, it lacks a standardized test. And most of it is from a subjective standpoint, unlike IQ tests. And the scores, even in the MCS, IET, vary widely based on self-reporting and observer bias. Who's ever testing that person, how they feel that day. You may get tested in the MSc EIT, and if the observer that's observing you had a bad day, if his wife didn't give him some nookie that last night, you might score low. On the flip side, if somebody observing you is trying to measure your quote unquote emotional intelligence and they're feeling good that day, you might get a high score. There's nothing standardized about it. If it's about intelligence, emotional intelligence, then why can't we pin it down like math or logic? Because you can't, gentlemen. And that's why it's the easiest thing to say to somebody when they tell you that you have a low EQ or they want you to have high EQ or whatever. They telling you that you need to raise your emotional intelligence. You tell them how and who's measuring it and based on whose requirements and whose standards. If it's based on your requirements and your standards, what you want from me as far as emotional intelligence is different than what she wants. So how do I know that yours is high enough? Just because you say so? Bullshit. EQ gained traction in the era of political correctness, gentlemen. That's when it came up. That's when it came up. Terradome says solid points. In order to measure EQ, you'd have to quantify it in a test form from a given objective bias. Thank you. Objective base. Thank you. And there isn't one. That's the argument killer in and of itself. Says who? You want me to have high EQ? Okay, how high? What's the number? No, it's just, there's no number. I just want you to be able to feel. No. What's the number you want me to attain in having a high EQ? I can tell you the number that I need to have in order to be considered a genius as far as IQ is concerned. There's a test I can take to measure my IQ. What test do I take to measure my EQ, and what score do I need to achieve? And if somebody cannot respond to that, tell them, you didn't know that, did you? That means your IQ is probably low. That means your IQ is probably low. EQ was created or gained popularity around the political correctness era, where praising soft skills became a way to avoid hard truths about cognitive differences. Smart people versus dumb people. I'm sorry, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's a participation trophy for your personality. That's all the fuck EQ is. EQ is simply, I like how you talk to me, so you have high EQ. If that's the case, then I never will have a high EQ because I don't talk to people nicely. But I could build a house from scratch, from a dirt lot. I'll have a house up in 6 months. Me. I can write code. I got apps in the App Store right now, written from scratch. But I might not talk to you nicely. So you want me to have a nice personality, and that's where you're going to tell me, no, EQ was created by people that needed to have, to feel better about having a low IQ. And so you get praise for how nice you are. That's what that's about. That's what that's about. Oh, over at TikTok, Samsara Nicole says the MSc EIT. I just talked about that. The MSc EIT test is not standardized. There is no standardized test for EQ. It's all based on subjectivity and how the observer feels, or self-reporting. Samsura. It's self-reporting. I just talked about it. I hope maybe you came in a little late. For you to put that in there, that means you didn't catch it. EQ is bullshit. It varies. And the test was created, I think, was really a grift. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some truths in EQ. We're going to talk about that next. We're on slideshow number 2. We on slideshow number 2. Samsara. Is it Samsura or Samsara? Samsara. Samsara, come on over to YouTube so you can see what I'm talking about over here. And you can kind of scroll back to watch. On TikTok, you can't scroll back to see what I talked about. But on YouTube, you can. I got the recorder on, so you can scroll back to see what I'm talking about. What up, Philip? Good to have you here, bro. Good to have you here. It's always good to have you here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's some truths in EQ. And I'm going to acknowledge those values right now. There's some values in EQ. It's things that EQ addresses that every one of you gentlemen want to have. Every one of you gentlemen want to have. Traits that are attributed to EQ. Yes, it does, Sam Sutter. Yes, it does. That's exactly what it means. It's not a standardized significant test. It's not. The MSc EIT, I know all about it. I almost took it. Yeah, but anyways, there's attributes. Staying calm under pressure. How do you measure staying calm under pressure? How much pressure, Sam Sutter? What pressure and who regulates the pressure? Is it the pressure of a burning building? Is it the pressure of being pulled over by the police? Is it the pressure of a school shooting? Is it the pressure of a car accident? Is it the pressure of driving in low visibility? I'm like, what? How do you measure that? How do you measure how calm I am versus how calm you are? And who gets to say who freaked out and who didn't? At what point do they do that? You can't standardize that. It's mathematically, you can't do that, Samsara. I know you'd like to. And maybe you are a proponent of EQ. Maybe you are one of the women that want a man with a high EQ. Maybe you're one of the women that want a man with, maybe you believe that you have high EQ. I'd like to ask you, I'd submit, what is your IQ first? What is your IQ first? Understanding social cues, reading the room. Gentlemen, you know how important that is? This is an attribute of having what they say high EQ. Understanding how to read the room. You know what I'm saying? Staying calm under pressure. You know, motivating others. Those are, in fact, real skills. And those real skills are attributed to having a high EQ, as they say. I don't want, as I wrote, I don't want you guys to be a fucking robot. I don't want you guys to be a robot. I don't want everybody to be a goddamn robot and to be cold and just to be calculated and 1 + 1 = 2. all times. Is there ever a time that 1 + 1 sometimes equals 3? Well, from an EQ standpoint, sometimes. Depends on how I feel that day. It depends on how I feel. Like sometimes 1 + 1 does equal 3 to the right woman that you're talking to. Sometimes, depending on how she feels, 2 + 2 equals 5 that night. Maybe not tomorrow night, and certainly not last night, but tonight, 2 + 2 equals 5. Unfortunately, though, and this is what I wanted to point out. Yes, Marcus, that's exactly what EQ is. It's about feelings. And Marcus, stop reading ahead. Stop reading ahead. These skills that I just mentioned, being able to read the room, staying calm under pressure, social cues, motivating others. Ladies and gentlemen, those skills are already covered by existing concepts. I see you, Mark. You know I'm fucking with you. Those are already covered by existing concepts. Sam Surda, if you're still there. Self-discipline is a concept under psychology. Self-discipline. Social savvy is under anthropology. Leadership is in business. We do not need a new buzzword to describe being a functional human being, but they created one anyway. And the claims that a lot of people get, and I would think that Sam Surda would probably argue this point, because some people think about this. Some people believe that EQ matters more than IQ. Knowing how to talk to people and working with people and being around people and working the room and all that kind of stuff is more important than being fucking smart, than being intelligent. Have you guys ever seen the movie A Beautiful Mind? Oh, one of the best movies out there. If you like smart shit. A Beautiful Mind. With, what's the actor's name? The same guy that played Gladiator. His name escapes me right now. Claims that EQ matters more than IQ. Goldman's assertion that EQ accounts for 80% of success is bullshit, because IQ actually predicts the outcomes in technical fields. Engineering is a 0.7 deviation. While EQ's impact is inconsistent and often conflated with charisma or manipulation. How you make somebody feel. Russell Crowe, thank you, my man. Russell Crowe, how'd I skip his name? Watch the movie A Beautiful Mind, ladies and gentlemen. You see, a smooth talker, there's a lot of them out there, might close a deal. Somebody with a slick mouth might be able to close the deal, but they won't be able to build the product. They can close the deal, and those are people, salespeople with a slick mouth is important. Don't get me wrong. We need slick talking salesmen to sell that car. But they're not the mechanics. They're not the engineers. They're not the people that construct the shit and put things together. They won't build the product. They'll be able to sell it to somebody stupid enough to listen to them and make them feel good. So the notion that EQ was more important than IQ, it never lasts the test of time. That is where, have you guys have ever heard the term snake oil salesman? Selling you that magical elixir, that hair tonic that'll make your hair grow. All you need is this hair tonic, and put it on your head, Shannon. You'll have an afro in 6 months, Shan. You just rub this in. This is this special elixir that I brought in from India, and I can't tell you what the mixture is in the chemicals, but you rub it in your head, And if I'm stupid enough to understand, to believe that, then yeah, next thing you know, I'll be paying them for the magical elixir, and this snake oil will get rubbed in my bald head, and I should have an afro in 6 months. There's value in those slicksters. We need salesmen. But how long is he going to be able to be slick before he gets found, caught, and had to pay for his lying, his bullshitting? EQ can glorify manipulative behavior like empathy. It can glorify it. But it can be weaponized by narcissists. Now, ladies, I'm speaking to the ladies, narcissists. Narcissists. You ladies love that word. I talk about that when I've done about 3-4 shows about narcissists. Ladies, you love the term narcissists. You love the term narcissist. You love to call everybody. Half of you guys don't even know what's required, the 7 points that need to be identified to be on the spectrum for narcissism. You never know that. Whenever I hear a woman call somebody a narcissist, I tell them to define it and tell me what the 7 points are. They never can. I know them, but they don't. And I'm not a doctor, but they love that buzzword. Okay, no problem. Did you know that somebody with quote unquote high EQ, a narcissist, can manipulate you into thinking that he has a high EQ because they're a narcissist? They can exploit you. Some of the so-called most emotionally intelligent people are just wolves in sheep's clothing. Did you know that? This is why it can't be measured. People that know how to bullshit people, manipulate people, slicksters, liars, snake oil salesmen, used car salesmen, grifters, they know how you are easily manipulated through emotion, and they cater to that. And you somehow think they have a high EQ when they're just fucking wolves in sheep's clothing. EQ is bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I wish Sam Suter was still here, because now I'm going to talk about the dangers of buying into EQ. Ladies, this is for you. Gentlemen, I've already explained to you how you can combat those that think they can browbeat you into having a high EQ. It's bullshit. The answer is, how do I do that? What do I need to do to have a high EQ? And then what's my score? And whose test do I take? Do I take the MSc EIT? Do I take somebody else's test who interprets it differently? You see, IQ, there's a standardized test. Even the ones that I took were not standard. The one was standardized and the other one wasn't. It was just kind of close. It's kind of like credit scores. You know, you have your Vantage score and then you have your FICO score. Like the FICO score is the official one, but the Vantage score is kind of similar. It's kind of how it was when I took my IQ test way back when I got my 140. But here's the problem, and this is the danger of buying into this EQ thing. And this is what I want you ladies to understand. When you focus on EQ, or focusing on EQ can make people, especially those less gifted cognitively, it can make the people that's not so smart, ladies, neglect the hard skills that you will need eventually in a relationship, specifically like problem solving or technical expertise. Ladies, I tell you all the time, men have 4 things to do on this planet. The male species, the male gender, 4 things: protect, provide, procreate, and the 4th P is problem solve. Ladies, you want a man who knows how to problem solve. You want a man to protect, provide, procreate, and problem solve. I flipped those two because I really problem solve is number 3. But for the context of tonight, I swapped them because I wanted it last. But the way it goes is protect, provide, problem solve, and procreate. Procreating is easy. The other 3 is hard. Ladies, that's what you want to look for in a man. If you got a man that can't problem solve, but he's slick at the mouth, what the fuck good is he? But if you buy into this whole EQ notion, you're going to be thinking that because he talks to you nicely, he's going to be able to get the bills paid. Because he talks to you nicely, he can fix the problems that you have in your life. Oh, damn. That's crazy. Ladies, how many, oh, damn, that's crazy niggas do you want? You come to your man with a problem. You frustrated, you neurotic, you don't have no high EQ. Right? Based on the definition of high EQ, you don't got it. Although you want your man to have it, you think you got it, but you ain't got it. So you go to your man who you believe has a high EQ, but he can't solve no problems because he has no technical skills. Damn, you got a flat? Shit, damn, that's crazy. Oh, this is falling apart at your house? Oh, damn, that's crazy. You need your IKEA furniture built and he looking at the instructions with no words, just pictures. Oh, damn, this is crazy. When you pay attention to people with a high EQ and ignore their IQ, all you're doing is coddling those with less cognitive skills. You're neglecting the hard skills that men need, that men actually have, because he didn't make you feel good about a particular thing. He fixed the fucking problem. He solved it. He got shit done. You know, GSD, he's getting shit done. That's what we do over here. Men get shit done. But you don't like how he got it done, or you don't like how he was talking to you in getting it done. The fact is, he solved the problem, but you didn't like how it made you feel. He told you to sit down somewhere or whatever it was. So you believe that he has a low EQ. So now you want a man with a high EQ, but a low IQ. Ladies, you'll be up shit creek before you know it. You'll be up shit creek before you know it. You cannot, ladies, code an app or fix a car with empathy. He understands. Damn, I know what it's like to have your T-Mobile, to have your cell phone cut off because you ain't paid a bill. I know what it's like to have that shit fucked up. I know what it's like to that your toilet don't flush. I understand, girl. Come on, let's cuddle. I understand. Ladies, you want a slick talking motherfucker that's gonna cuddle you, but your toilet still won't flush? He don't know what to do. He don't know how to open up the back, fix the floater. He don't know how to do nothing. It's just stuffed up and it's getting ready to overflow. But you want him to cuddle. You don't want him to fix the shower and get that drain going. You don't want him to do that. You just want him to talk to you nicely and cuddle you. Now he got high EQ. Ladies, no, you need a man with a high IQ that know how to fix some shit. That know how to solve your problems. Your car broke down on the side of the freeway. My ex was driving my Porsche. My ex, a while back, this was some years ago, was driving my Porsche. And I didn't put no gas in the car. I gave her the car because she had to go to an event. And here in LA, we're like in central LA, we're boxed by 4 highways. We have the 105 to our south. We have the 405 to our west. We have the 10 freeway to our north. And then we have the 110 to our east. She was on the 10 freeway to our north, heading downtown to an event. She was driving my Porsche. She ran out of gas, high traffic, and she managed to pull over in the center median because it was a transition. She was freaking out, y'all. She was freaking out. Cars zipping by her. She couldn't get out. She didn't know what to do. She called me. The car, I said, fuck, I did give you the car keys and I didn't put no gas in it. This is, I keep my cars on full, all of my cars. For whatever reason, I gave her my Porsche and I had no fucking gas in it. So she pulled over and she's stuck in the center median. She can't move. Car won't start. She coasted over there. I sprung into action. I didn't have time to call AAA or call somebody to, hey, my car, my girlfriend, she broke the car broke down and she needs to go. I ain't had time to do that shit. I jumped in my other car, shot my ass over to her, saw her, spun around. I kind of missed her twice because of where she was located. Because the 10 freeway, the transition at the 110 is kind of wonky. So I missed her 2 times. I had to get off. She was freaking out, crying. She was hysterical until I got there. And when I got there, everything was all right. Now, if I had high EQ and low IQ, I would have stayed on the phone and said, don't worry, I'm sending help. I'll talk to you. Here, just talk to me, baby. Talk to me. No, I didn't do that. I told her I'll be there in a second. Drop your location and then share your spot. Share your location, iPhone, location. Share your location for an hour. I'm on my way. Hung up the phone. I didn't want to talk to her. They say the term. Have you ever guys heard of the? Of course you have. Women and children first. Women and children first. What up, Theo?
Hooah!
Women and children first. There's a joke, but I don't think it's a joke. They used to say, if the ship is going down, put the women and children first so the men can stay back and solve the problem in silence. The running joke is the whole reason that they send women and children first is so men can stay back and solve the problem peacefully in silence. Because if you don't send the women and the children, you won't get shit done and the whole fucking ship is gonna sink. The whole ship is gonna sink. But send the women and children first. Gentlemen, stay back. Let's save the ship. When I went to go save her on that freeway, and it's been so many different situations. This is just the one that popped up in my head now. I didn't want to talk to her because talking to her, it would have been problematic. If I would have kept her on the phone and tried to calm her down and baby, don't worry about it. So, it's okay. And, and I would have gave her this high EQ and emotional, or, made her, placate to her feeling. Then she would have said some shit that would have probably pissed me off. The whole situation would have been worse. I needed to get off the phone to her and spring into action, and that's what I did. And I think 17 minutes later, she was saved. 17 minutes. If you understand LA and our traffic, 17 minutes is damn near a miracle. But I knew where she was, and I wanted to get to her as fast as possible, and sending somebody else would have been a waste of time. High EQ versus high IQ, I'll take the IQ every time. At work, EQ heavy work environments, cultures like HR driven companies, they often prioritize liability over competence. They want to make sure that they won't get sued. So they want people with a high EQ. If you in one of those jobs that are HR driven and they got a high human resources and you got to talk to people right and you got sensitivity training, you know what I'm saying? You got to go on the computer and take the sensitivity training test that your manager is making you. You know what I'm saying? Those environments often prioritize likability over competence. Those jobs prioritize how much everybody likes you at work versus how good of an employee you actually are. You're a people person. Everybody likes you. You bring donuts all the time. Like every Wednesday, you bring donuts. You put them in the break room, and everybody gets to have their donuts and shit. And you're the person that always is covering somebody's shift. You suck at your job, but you cover shifts. Those jobs prioritize likability over competence. And they sideline high IQ contributions or contributors who aren't people persons. But the guy that's not a people person, he don't bring no fucking donuts. He don't even want to talk to you guys. Everybody think about your job. Think about a job that you have now or a job that you've had in the past. And that man typically came, he didn't fuck with y'all. He just came to work and did his shit, but he did his shit perfectly every time. He wasn't a people person. He didn't go to the company, bowling nights. He didn't go to the company parties. He didn't go to happy hour after work to toss a few back with everybody. After everybody clocked out and went to the bar down the street. He didn't join you guys. He didn't come to the ugly sweater party. He didn't do the gift exchange. He never participated in the gift exchange. He didn't laugh at your jokes. And on lunch, he didn't fuck with you guys. He didn't come sit with you guys. He just sat over in the corner and ate his food. But that motherfucker knew how to do his job. You see, a lot of those HR-driven industry jobs, they'll fire him quick. Those coddling jobs, those office jobs where it's full of women, all the managers and supervisors are women. It's a feel-good job. But they're not building no buildings. They're not constructing shit. They're not working on infrastructure. They're not fixing the fucking sewers and the pipes and running their power lines. They're not doing that. At those jobs, if you are crushing your job, you knocking out everything, but you're not kissing ass, you're fucked. Theo Waff is in the house. Theo can code some shit, but he does it in the privacy of his own home. Imagine if Theo had to go to an office and do all the IT, DevOps, security shit and be nice to everybody and say nice stuff and hang out and be cool with everybody and all of that. But he don't know how to code right. His security is being breached. The company's fucking network is being compromised. But Theo's nice. He's nice and everybody loves him at his job. Okay, until the fucking company gets compromised and somebody breaks into the server. But because the nice guy IT manager who sucks at his job is a cool guy. No, I don't give a fuck how nice he is. I need somebody that can do the job properly. In fact, you don't even have to come into the office. Pipe into the network from home. You don't have to even deal with all these people at the office. And then there's gender and social pressures. There's gender and social pressures. EQ is often pushed on women. It is what it is. EQ is pushed on women or marginalized groups to soften their image, reinforcing stereotypes. Telling a woman she's great at EQ, she has high emotional intelligence, is sometimes code for stay in your lane. And they don't even fucking know it. Oh, you got high EQ. Just keep talking to me nice. You'll be all right. But don't come over here acting like you smart. And women, they don't even fucking know it. They fall for the shit every goddamn time. Ladies, don't fall for EQ praises. Don't think that EQ is some virtue that you just need to have. Those things are already covered by other disciplines. We don't need to create a new one to make you feel better. But they did. People with high IQ, smart people created EQ to make dumb people feel better about themselves. Gentlemen, that is the phrase. EQ was created by people with high IQ to make people with low IQ feel better about themselves. That's the quote. EQ was created by people with a high IQ to make people with a low IQ feel better about themselves. Also, EQ skills and you have no critical thinking makes you vulnerable to manipulators who use empathy to game you. This is how people grift you. This is how people get that credit card from you. This is how people get you to sign up for a subscription that you don't need. This is how you end up buying timeshares that you'll never use, that you can't get out of and waste all your money. This is how you end up signing up for some shit that you have no business signing up for. If you have no critical thinking, remember, men are generally cost-benefit calculators. We calculate the benefit to the cost that we're paying on a particular thing. And if it doesn't add up, then we don't buy it. But women don't like that. That's why women oftentimes waste money. Oh, you went to Target to go buy some toothpaste and you ended up spending $200? Yeah, ladies. You didn't employ any critical thinking when you went to Target. Ladies, I don't know what your Amazon cart looked like. I don't know how much shopping, I don't know what your credit card debt looks like. But you are vulnerable, ladies, when you prioritize EQ into making mistakes, because you'll get gained by somebody who's putting on an empathy jacket and making you feel better about what you're doing. And that's how you guys get suckered out of sex. This is how your panties come off. This is how you end up getting smashed and dashed. This is how you end up with becoming baby mama number 5. This is how you end up spending money. This is how you get finessed. When your car breaks down and you want to go negotiate with the fucking mechanic, this is how you get finessed. This is how you get finessed when you go to buy a car and you end up paying fucking 19.8% after you put down $5,000 on a $10,000 car and you got a 60-month payment of $400. Ladies, I'm sorry. It is what it is. If you're too busy feeling everyone's vibes, you might miss the knife that's in your back. Because you like how the salesman talked to you, you don't realize he just manipulated you out of your money. Because you like how that man talked to you and he whispered all the sweet nothings and he talked to you nicely, you don't realize he's getting ready to fuck your brains out tonight. And you just met him. You just met him. You met him a few hours ago and he's gonna fuck you tonight because he talked to you nice. And you get rid of the guy that may not talk to you nice, but is the best guy for you. You don't prioritize the guy that can solve your problems. You just want to prioritize the guy that can talk to you good. Ladies. Chaos says, repeat the sentence for the folk in the back. EQ was created by people with a high IQ to make people with a low IQ feel better about themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, specifically ladies, because the guys got it. You need to focus on what matters. Real skills and accountability. Fuck all that emotional intelligence. It's stupid. You need to focus on real skills and accountability. Sharpen your mind, gentlemen. Gentlemen, when women tell you to increase your emotional intelligence, say no, I think I'm gonna work on my intelligence. Invest in cognitive growth. Read challenging books. Learn a technical skill like coding. Get with Theo Waff. Finance. Or practice problem solving, puzzles, strategy games. Those things help. It's like work. It's like taking your brain to the gym. Did you guys know that? IQ isn't fixed, but it's a better bet than EQ, ladies. Gentlemen, did you know solving puzzles is like taking your brain to the gym and knocking out a few sets on the bench press? Gentlemen, I want you to master self-discipline. They tried to bundle that up under EQ, but it was already covered. They tried to bundle it up under EQ, but it was already covered. Psychology. Master self-discipline, which is covered up under psychology. Called self-discipline, by the way. Gentlemen, I want you to develop habits like time management. One thing I tell people always always in business, always under promise, over deliver. Hey, how long is it going to take you to do that? In your mind, it's going to take you 3 days. You tell your client it's going to take me a week. It'll take me a week. A week? Yeah, it's going to take me a week. In your mind, you can do it in 3 days. If you put your mind, but really, if you work hard, you can do it in one. You tell your client, I'll be done in a week. So that way, when you deliver the shit in 2 days, they think you're a rock star. What? But you said it was going to take a week. How'd you finish it in 2 days? I dedicated myself. Develop habits like time management, gentlemen. Shit happens, man, in life. Develop habits like goal setting. This is where I intend to be. Right now, I weighed in this morning at 224 pounds and not 2 ounces, but 0.2, because it takes 16 ounces to be a pound. But my scale goes by tenths. So 224.2 is what I weighed in this morning. Now, yesterday, I weighed in at 225.2. No, 0.4, 225.4. So between yesterday and today, I lost a pound. That's because when I weighed in at 225 yesterday, I was fucking upset because last week I was 224. So I put myself on punishment, on a dietary punishment last night. And yesterday, and I worked hard. I went to Culver City stairs and hit the stairs pretty hard. So for whatever reason, I burned that water weight off of me overnight. Today I weighed in at 224.2 when I woke up. After I went to the gym today, and then after I went to the mall to go get me some cross-training shoes, I came home, took a shower, took a piss, because I got to get rid of every weight, and I weighed in at 223.2. I lost a full pound between the time I woke up today and the time I came home from the gym. This is after breakfast, too. I don't know. I lost a pound since the time I woke up this morning to the time I got back from the mall. Now, the reality is I have a goal that I want to try to hit 222 by this weekend. It looks like I might do it. But for certain, I want to get to something teen, 219, 218, whatever. I want to touch the teens before June 9th, which is my birthday. That's my goal. Gentlemen, I set goals. There's always milestones. Even in the Black Manosphere, me, Theo Waff, and Obsidian, we set milestones for things that we're doing so we can have an effective event every year for the conclave. Set goals, gentlemen. Oftentimes, you guys are just flying by the seat of your pants. Don't let somebody tell you that you have a low or high EQ. Explain to them that you have a high IQ because you set goals for everything that you want to do. You want to get a certain amount of money? Set a milestone for how much money you need to have. But you got to put it on the calendar. This is the things I talk about in my private sessions. This is the things that we talk about in the SR Army. Gentlemen, learn to stay calm under stress. You don't need EQ to not lose your cool. Just practice not losing your cool. I don't know how many men understand Stoicism. I personally practice the philosophy of Stoicism. Shout out to Marcus Aurelius. Stoicism, in a nutshell, is telling you only be concerned with the things that you can control. Everything that's out of your control, don't worry about it. So what the fuck are you stressing about? What are you crying about? What are you upset about? Why are you bothered? If you can't control it, don't trip. That's it in a nutshell. It's much broader than that. I did a whole book reading on what Stoicism is. You can see it under my playlist called Rich People Read. I implore that all men should learn about Stoicism and become stoic in essentially everything that they do. Gentlemen, you have to stay calm under pressure and stress. This is the reason why we let women and children go first, so the men can stay back and fix the problem. There's a hole in the boat, send the women and children. Let the men stay back and fix the issues. Stoic men fix problems, and we don't freak out. Men that freak out, when reading people, gentlemen, read them with logic. Employ logic. Logic and reason. What up, Ren McKinley? He says, I like reading Epictetus. Oh, yeah. Epictetus got some of the dopest quotes. Epictetus is probably his most favorite Stoic. Epictetus has some of the dopest quotes. One, I don't even want to get, now my brain is fried. Shout out to Ren. I'm going to throw that up on the screen. Can't let that one go. I like reading Epictetus. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I like to call him Epictetus. It's probably my favorite Stoic. Dopest quotes. Damn, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Well, I touched on it in the fucking reading that we had. Anyways. Logic, gentlemen. Logic and reason. There's a movie called As Good As It Gets. With, oh man, who's the Joker? He plays the Joker. Fuck, I'm having a brain fart tonight. I forgot to chew my smart gum. But there's a in the movie As Good As It Gets. Jack Nicholson. There's a movie called As Good As It Gets with the master actor Jack Nicholson. And there's a scene in there where he's because he's a writer. In the movie, he's an author, right? And he writes books. And then some person came and asked me, said, how do you write women so well? Because the books that he writes is like novel. In the movie, this author who's played by Jack Nicholson, he writes books about women, for women, love stories, shit like that, right? And then somebody ran into him on the street, and they said, "Oh, I'm such a fan of yours." Blah blah blah. I haven't seen this movie in over 10 years, maybe 20, but whatever. And they say, how do you write? And she goes, how do you write women so well? And then he says, I take a woman and I remove all logic and reason and I put it in the book. And that woman looked at him like, what the fuck did you just say? It's an epic phrase in that movie. It's an epic quote. Somebody go look it up. As Good As It Gets, Jack Nicholson. All you got to do is Google logic, reason, As Good As It Gets, Jack Nicholson. And I'm sure it's on YouTube. You could play it. Gentlemen, read people with logic. You were blessed with logic. You were blessed with more logic than emotion, gentlemen. Use it. Instead of empathy, study human behavior objectively. Not subjectively, but objectively. Body language, incentives, patterns. You don't need to feel their pain, gentlemen, to know what they're up to. You don't need to feel somebody. Leave that to the ladies. Use objectivity, gentlemen. Use logic and reason when reading people, so you can know which way to go. This is one reason why us men, we watch the door when we go with our women and we sit in a restaurant and you never have your back facing the door, because you never know. You know what? When we step into a crowd, we're looking, where's the exits? Who's the perpetrators? Who's the sketchy people? Do you realize, gentlemen, that's your logic kicking in? That's your natural propensity to protect yourself and those that you're with. Women are just like, la-di-da-di-da. They're fucking airheads to the situation. They don't know what the hell's going on. They don't care, especially if they got a solid man like you. I'm sorry. He fixed it. Thank you, Ren. I had it backwards. I think of a man and I take away all reason. I think of him. How do you write women so well? He says, I think of a man and I take away all reason. That's a cold quote. I haven't watched the movie in 20 years. Charge it to my head, not my heart. I think of a man. How do you write women so well? I think of a man and I just remove the reason. I remove logic. And then you can write women really well. It's really easy to write women if you just take away reason and logic. Shout out to Ren for that one. Appreciate you. Gentlemen, use your logic at all times when you're reading people. You don't gotta feel nobody. You don't gotta feel them. Fuck feeling them. We pay attention to their behaviors, their patterns, the way their mannerisms, the way they're moving, what they're talking about. Listen to what they're saying, how they're saying it. And demand results, not feelings, ladies. This one's for you. In work or relationships, judge people, ladies, your man. Judge your man, ladies. Fuck how he's talking to you. I don't care how he's talking to you. I don't care how he's talking to you, ladies. I don't care that he makes you feel good. I wish I could tell you a situation, somebody close to me right now, she's going through it with her man. She told me early on when they first started dating that he talked to her nice. I said, okay. Now he done ran her through the fucking ringer. They broke up recently. I always remind her, remember you told me he talked to you nice? That don't work now? No, because he don't know how to do shit. I've lost so much money. Blah. Oh, man, I wish I could tell you guys the situation on this one, but it's private, and I keep everything private. Demand results, ladies, not feelings. In work or relationships, judge people by their actions, not their charm. A partner who delivers, pays bills, keeps promises is worth more than one who gets you. I don't give a fuck about all that sweet talking and sweet nothings and pillow talk, ladies, and you shouldn't either. I know you fall for it. That's how you guys get into your situationship so much. You need a man that delivers. You want a man that delivers, that does what he says and knows how to do it. And then build confidence through competence, gentlemen. This is for you, lastly. Focus on being good at something, guys. Something tangible. Your job, a hobby. Real self-esteem comes from knowing you're a badass, not from navel gazing about emotions. Gentlemen, be good at something. Be fucking amazing at something. Something that people can touch, feel, something that they can count, something that they can quantify. Fuck feelings. I don't care how you talk. It doesn't last. That's temporary. What lasts is what you can show. Show your work. Far too many men, especially the younger ones. I'm talking to the young guys. You will stand head and shoulders, man. Listen to me, gentlemen. You will stand head and shoulders over your peers if you know how to do shit. If you know how to do shit. Do you realize how many men that don't know how to check the oil in their car? Logic trumps emotion all the time. That's a bar, Ren. Do you guys know how many young men today that don't know how to check the oil in a car? I'm going super basic. Super basic. They don't know if the engine should be running or if the engine should be turned off between the engine oil and the transmission oil for those cars that you can still check the transmission oil on. That is mind-blowing to me that there's males out there in America in 2025 that don't know how, that do not know the procedure in checking the engine oil. And unfortunately, some of y'all are listening to me right now. You won't admit it, and that's fine. You better take your ass to YouTube University and learn how to check some oil. Don't let me ever find out that you don't know how to check oil. You cannot hang around me. Now, that's the most basic of the basic I'm talking about. Gentlemen, pick up a skill. Learn how to do some shit. Something. I know you want to live, some of y'all want to live a soft life. What the fuck? Pick up a skill, man. It'll take you, your confidence, your personal confidence your self-esteem will start inching higher and higher on the scale when you know how, the more you know how to do. The more you know how to do. Now, I'm not necessarily telling you to be a jack of all trades. I know how to do fucking everything. It's a gift and a curse. But whatever you do, be fucking amazing at it. Even if it's one thing, be so goddamn amazing at it that you are an expert. All men should become an expert in something. All men should become an expert in something. If you're not an expert in anything and you just are average, kind of, sort of, I know a little bit about everything, then yeah, I bet you do want to have a high EQ so your woman can feel you. But when some shit go down, you're useless. Can't even change a tire, Ren. EQ is meaningless, ladies and gentlemen. Give a damn about how you feel. Are you competent? Can you do some shit? Can you build some shit? Can you make some shit? Can you fix some shit? Can you solve some problems around this motherfucker? IQ is a virtue. EQ is just to make somebody feel good. And that really depends on who you're talking to because it's subjective. You got it? Good. I appreciate you guys being here. This show was supposed to be shot last night. I didn't do it, so I'm doing it today live. What time is it? It is now 19:28. 7:28 for those that don't read military time. I only read military time. 19:28 here in Los Angeles. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Gentlemen, you need to pick one tangible skill that you can become good at. Because EQ don't matter. Emotional intelligence, it's a nice story, but the real prize is being smart, man. The real prize is being smart and capable, brother. And unapologetic about it. Be that guy. EQ is nice. If you want to be nice, you want to make chicks feel good and all that, that's cool. Be smart. It's better. Be capable. It's better. Believe me when I tell you. You want to focus on measurable skills, not shit that wanes between woman to woman. What's good, what's high EQ to her is low EQ to her. But IQ is even across the board. It's standardized. Pick up a discipline, gentlemen, and you'll thrive in life and relationships. I appreciate you guys being here. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, join the army, the SR Army, where we're taking lives to the next level. It is my Mastermind Alliance. It is currently free to anybody that wants to join. All you got to do is go to srarmy.com, see the perks, scroll to the bottom, fill out your name, submit it, and you are in. And you're in for life. It's free for life. I had to set it at 20 years, but 20 years from now, I'll reset it again so you'll never be charged. So you won't be charged for the first 20 years. And then 20 years from now, it's going to give you another 20 years for free. That's how it works. So you basically will be a member of the SR Army until you die for free. All you got to do is visit and join. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm Mr. Shan, the man with the plan. I've been there and done that. Not much surprises me anymore. And you, my friends, are dismissed.
Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere ver. Pa' que el CP se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en él. Como que ella quiere, disfruta la noche, lo anormal. Creo que el novio teme que su relación va a terminar. Se da cuenta que no necesita a alguien más. Quiere un selfie para su Instagram. Ella ya no quiere relación, alguien que diga su condición, que solamente le dé traición, para después llegar con un perdón. Quiere hangar y ser de esos pibis que goza la vida y lo hacen como esa chica ladies. Quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere ver, para que el CP se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer, perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo aparezca en mí, que yo aparezca en mí. No tiene sueños, solamente en sus sueños. Nos ponemos risueños con un norteño y mi flow brasileño. Yo te juro que es bueno, yeah, yeah. Ya me doy el palo, es empate si lo desigualo. Le gusta lo honesto y lo malo, me traje un regalo. Ella ya no quiere relación, alguien que diga su condición, que solamente le dé traición, para después llegar con un perdón. Quiere hangar y ser de esos pibis que goza la vida y lo hacen como esa chica ladies. Quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere ver, ella quiere ver, para que el CP se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer, perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en mí, que yo parezca en mí. Dime todo lo que ella quiere, nada ha sido regalado. Entre más independiente, más quiero estar a su lado. Es de esas nenas, mata, es que más ella está plena la noche entera. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere ver, ella quiere ver, para que el CP se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer, perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en mí, que yo parezca